Well, hello again, friends. I'm Cassidy Carson, and this is The Life of a Writer. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about something that I've been struggling from recently, and that is self doubt. Now, I think authors, actors, musicians, people with a creative streak tend to suffer from a lot of self doubt because we often try to compare ourselves to others. We are in industries where there are a lot of others doing something similar to what we're doing. People have a lot of options to choose from, and we want our work to rise above other people's work, but also we want to be sure to be true to ourselves. And it's very important that we maintain our unique voice, whether that is writing, whether that is music, or our unique outlook in maybe the visual arts, whatever you're painting or photographing. And I think doubt is a very real struggle. It's something that maybe we don't talk about very often because we want to give the illusion, at least, that we are very self-confident. We have to be able to promote ourselves and our work. So we can't really let other people know the doubt we're feeling. So this is something, as I said, that I have been struggling with. I recently finished my paranormal romance, which I'm currently calling the VC Ghost book. And the title and cover reveal for that should be coming up in the next couple of months. Hopefully, fingers crossed. The book is currently at the editors, and as of the posting of this video on April 11th, 2025, this is the first day the editors are working on my book. Now, when I finished the book, my husband did a read through and made some suggestions, asked me to clarify some things that didn't make sense to him, pointed out some plot holes and things like that. So I've already gone through a round where at least one other person has looked at this. And JT and I normally understand each other really well. So the fact that there were some things that were not clear to him made me start to worry that if he didn't understand them, then the readers would not understand them at all. Hopefully that's not the case. He is not a romance reader normally, so maybe the lack of clarity was due to his unfamiliarity with the genre, but I don't want to take the chance. So I went through and I did a revision, and I felt that the second round of the manuscript was a great improvement over the first one. I felt very good about it when I finished it, and I cried in the last chapter when I was writing the last little piece of the story, and I felt that was good. Then I sent it off to the editors and had some time to wait, and in the meantime, I decided to read a romance. So I picked up a contemporary romance, actually this one, Morbidly Yours. And I will say I really enjoyed this book. I was a little hesitant in the beginning because there was some graphic detail relating to the main male character, who is actually an undertaker or mortician. It's very quirky. It's set in Ireland. As I said, he's a mortician. She is an animator or a director of animation. But it's a very cute story. I really enjoyed it. And I found myself comparing the writer Ivy Fairbanks here, I believe. Yes, Ivy Fairbanks. I found myself comparing my work to hers. And that is a mistake because Ivy and I are two different people. We have two very different life experiences, and we have unique voices. So that doesn't mean my book is any better or worse than her book. What it means is that our books are different based on our personal writing style, our voice, and the experience that we bring into this book. So I had to really take a step back and say, hey, okay, first of all, you should be enjoying this book you're reading instead of comparing what you've written to this. And that is a kind of an issue, I think, for writers. Sometimes it's hard to relax and just read for fun because I am sure we all do it. We all sit down and we compare ourselves to other authors. And we really have to be careful about that because that just feeds into our doubt, which I think is just an innate part of being a creative person, is being a person who feels a lot of self-doubt, because we really want to put something out into the world that other people will enjoy. I think that's why most of us do this. We have things to say. We want to make a difference, maybe. I know there are books that I've read that have stuck with me for years, that have become a part of me, and they're actually now a part of how I express myself, I think. And there's just so much involved in creating a work of fiction or any other type of artistic product, a painting or a song. There's just so much of ourselves that we put into it that it's only natural we're going to feel doubtful about the product we put out into the world, especially if we already feel doubt about ourselves as a person. And I do go back and forth, as I'm sure many of you do, where we have good days where we feel very self-confident, everything's going well. Hey, we did a good job, you get compliments. And then there are those days where it feels like nothing can go right. Just in the last few days, I think it was yesterday, we went to the store to return some used printer cartridges, which, no big deal. We took them to the local office supply store and they give you credit for the used cartridges. And I just kept fumbling over trying to explain what I was doing. I couldn't remember my PIN number when we were trying to use the card. And it was snowballing, and everything I did made me doubt myself more and more, even though this is really the first time I'd actually done this. And the woman was very kind and walked me through the process, but I was feeling a lot more doubt than I normally do in an office supply transaction, let's say. So, just going about our day-to-day lives, we feel a lot of doubt, but then add to that the fact that you are creating something that has come to you. A lot of what I've written, I've actually dreamt. I dream ideas that turn into my stories and books. And it's a very, it's very raw. It's like we're revealing a secret part of ourselves to the world. And the doubt comes in when we feel like maybe the world won't understand and accept what we are trying to share with them. So, as I said, I am dealing with a lot of self-doubt at the moment. I'm sure it's something that we all deal with. I do advise that if you're like me and you are a writer who has decided to sit down and do some reading for fun, you really, really try to put the brakes on your doubt and sit down and enjoy what you're reading. And again, like I said, I just recently read Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks. I really recommend it. It's a cute book. If you are into contemporary romance, it is a bit spicy and graphic in more ways than one. So I do recommend it, and I recommend that if you read it, don't be like me. Take a step back and just enjoy the book, because we'll spend enough time struggling with our own writing without doing it while we're trying to relax and unwind a little bit. So that's my discussion for today. I hope if you are struggling with self-doubt that maybe this is a little helpful, if in no other way than the fact that I think this is really something that we all deal with, and you're not alone. Take some time, take a step back. Remember that you are a unique person, that your words are your words. We do try to fit our writing into specific genre expectations, including certain tropes and things like that. And ours don't have to be exactly the same as everyone else's. We can mix them together in unique ways. And that's probably the best way to approach what we do. So I hope that your writing is going well. I hope that you're having a wonderful week. And again, I'm Cassidy Carson. This is a Life of a Writer. Until next time, take care.